Hi, my name is Piper Cunningham and this is the Makeup Autist. I wanted to start off this video with an apology. I am very sorry. I have not been posting or filming videos lately. My sister, she just got married and we now just found out that she's pregnant. So yeah, there's been a lot going on in my life lately. But I wanted to, on the subject of weddings and all that, I wanted to show you guys how to do a glam makeup look on the budget if you are a bride. If you are a bride looking for a less expensive way of doing your makeup, I can show you right now. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so as you can see, you want to start off with your hair pulled back and so it's out of your face and you don't get any makeup on it. What I like to do first is prime my face. I already primed my face before filming with e.l.f.'s sunscreen / primer. It's in the SPF 30 and it's called Sunbeam. Alright, so I am using my LYS foundation stick in the color LNG. I like to just put one stripe of it on each quadrant of my face. And what I mean by quadrant is right here, your cheek and your other cheek, your nose and your forehead and your chin are all the 5 quadrants of your face. So you want to start off by doing that. And take a beauty blender, make sure that it's damp. And you just want to blend that out like you would a regular foundation. All right. Just like so, and I'll come back whenever I'm done. All right, now that your foundation is all blended in, sorry, I forgot the word. You want to take your Naya blend, Toy Factory, in the color F4 concealer, or whatever concealer fits your fancy. I know that there are different concealers that fit other people. This just so happens to fit me, but you can pick out whatever shade fits your skin color. I just like to say the shade just in case there is somebody out there that has my same skin color and needs to know what shade that they need to pick. But depending on what skin color you are, you pick out whatever shade fits you best. And I like to put it under my eyes, on my forehead, and on my chin. And a little bit right here because I get a little bit of redness around my mouth. And I like to blend in tapping motions. I don't drag. You never drag whenever it comes to blending, because if you drag, you will take off layers of the makeup with the beauty blender, and you don't want to do that. But I will come back to you whenever I am done. All right, so I'm done blending and it should look something like this. nice blended in, and like the makeup is melting in your skin. Next, I would like to go with my contour, actually. And I prefer to use a cream contour over anything. I also would strongly urge you guys to use cream contours over the powder contours, because the powder contours do not work. They do not work as a contour. Sorry, I'm losing my voice there. They do not work as real contour. They work more as a bronzer type. And I like to put some on my forehead, like a dot on my forehead, 2 dots on both my sides of my cheeks, underneath my cheekbones, and I like to put a little bit on my nose just to shape my nose out. I don't do anything crazy with my nose. I don't try to make it look smaller than it is. I'm just accentuating my natural nose. I don't believe that you should change how you look with makeup. I don't like that culture that a lot of my generation, a lot of Gen Z live in, where we use makeup in crazy fashions to change how our face shape looks, to give the illusion that we have a smaller nose, that we have a chiseled cheekbone, that we have a chiseled jawline, and we have no forehead or a bigger forehead. I don't like that. On my channel here, it is all about accentuating your natural features, not changing them. That's why God gave you these features. He gave them to you because he thought you would look beautiful with them. And why would we change what God gave us? It baffles my mind. Like, you're beautiful how you are. You don't need to change yourself for anything. Not for Instagram trends, not for TikTok trends. Just be yourself. But I like to start off with my jawline, working the product down to my neck to kind of blend, and I work it over here to make sure that it blends well. And here we go. This is how it looks. And with my cheekbones, I blend upwards and upwards swipes. And this is the only time that I will rub my product in, because this stuff requires it. And you've already seen this brush in many of my other videos. It's the Sephora 88 brush. It's a lifesaver, really. I love how dense it is, and it's my designated contour brush. And if you guys are wondering, I'm so sorry I forgot to tell you, I got a new one because my other one sadly ran out. This is the Ace Beauty Sculpt and Define Contour Stick in the color Light. I definitely need a light contour stick because I am porcelain. Now I will do blush. I have been using the same blush for months now. I guess you guys can all guess what it is. It's the Rare Beauty blush and the color Happy. And you put a generous amount of blush right on your cheeks right there and on your nose right here. That is completely optional. If you do not like blush on your nose, then that is completely okay. And now I just blend in patting motions, but I stay in this quadrant of my face. I don't move it anywhere else on my face. And if you want to have a more matte makeup look, then you can use a matte foundation, you can use a matte concealer, you can use a matte cream blush, or if you prefer, you can use blush after your contouring your foundation, your concealer, and after you powder, you can use powder blush if you prefer. It's just what everybody prefers. I prefer using a cream blush like this. But that's the finish that it should give. And I use this brush. It's the Half Caked brush, and the brush number is 120, just to kind of blend it in a little bit more. I use, again, tapping motions. All right, and now I powder my face. I now use the Bare Minerals pink powder in the color Translucent. And this is supposed to have sunscreen in it, so if you have an outside wedding, then this will be your lifesaver. And I just put it underneath my eyes. And again, it's everybody's personal preference, but what they use to powder their face, I would just really highly suggest you use a loose powder to set your makeup. And whatever finish you want, use a finishing powder afterwards. And now I take my bronzer brush in the number 48, and I brush all that powder that I already had off of my face. And in any stubborn areas where the powder's not coming off, you use your fingers to rub it off. And that's the only instance that you need to use your fingers to rub something off, is with this powder, because this powder is very clingy. All right, now we set that powder to the side, and next I like to put on a little bit more blush because, duh, I have severe blush blindness. And after that, you want to highlight. Just a little bit of your NARS blush. Atop your cheekbones in the same place you put your cream blush. And with the same brush you use to brush off the powder, because you want the powder blush to be a little bit more muted than how it typically looks, you know? And now I'm using my Logic London highlighter on my nose, on my cheekbones, up here. In sweeping motions, not swiping. And take this brush, kind of dust over my nose to mute down that highlighter. And now it's time for the eyeshadow. And the eyeshadow is very simple in my opinion. I just take this color in the color Wedge on my MAC Neutrals palette, and I put a little in my crease right here, and I blend it out with my finger. And now I use my finger to blend it out until it looks like this. And now I take my finger and I dip it in this brown color. It's called Give Me Cyberspace. And I put it on the end of my eyelid right here, and I keep just working it in with my finger, alternating fingers. And this look will be super natural, super natural. And I will come back with whenever I'm finished. All right, now that we're done with that, you want to use a highlighter, not one of those sparkly eyeshadows, but you want to use a highlighter, and I'm using the highlighter from Girlactic and putting it on my finger, and you want to put it in the inner corner of your eyes with your finger, just like this. And again, I will come back whenever I'm finished. And it should look something like this. And again, personal preference, use whatever color of highlighter you want. The lighter it is, the grander it is, the more mute the color is, kind of like this, the more natural and more subtle it is, but it is all due to personal preference. Now I'm going to get started on my eyebrows, and I will come back whenever I have the products. All right, I will show you with one eyebrow what you should be doing. I start off by brushing against the natural flow of my eyebrows just to get all that extra product that we put on our eyebrow off, and then I brush them in the way that they should be. And then I take my Benetint eyeshadow gel in the color medium, and I work it into my eyebrows gently, putting more product on the tail than and then on the inside of my eyebrow, and then I brush them up. Optional, you can spray this with hairspray and go back over it to make sure that your eyebrows stay in place the entire day. But I will do the other eyebrow and come back to you. Alrighty, both my eyebrows are done, and now it's time for the eyeliner and mascara. And I just dropped something. Wait 1 second for me to pick it up. I will come back to you. I have lost it.
A few moments later.
I found it. Anyway, you want to use Laura Geller's eyeliner. I prefer brown eyeliner because of my blue eyes. So this color is in Warm Cocoa, and you want to have a mirror, like a separate mirror other than your main mirror on you. And you want to, you see this? You want to kind of create almost like a little eyeliner nub with the eyeliner. It doesn't have to be perfect. We'll fix it and do the other eye. Again, a nub going upwards. It doesn't have to be perfect. We will fix it with a brush. See, you want to get this brush a tiny bit damp, so spraying a little bit of water on it beforehand would be much helpful, which I did. And you want to go in sweeping motions, but not too much, because it will look too smudged out, and you don't want that. And onto the mascara. This is optional, but before your mascara, you can put lashes on. I will not, because I want to show how to do an uber natural makeup look without having to use any outside modifications like lashes. And lashes can be expensive. So what I will do is curling my lashes beforehand so that I get the most out of my natural lashes as possible. And again, I will show you with one eye what I do with my mascara, and I will do the other eye off camera. So first I use Benefit's Roller Lash to add length to my lashes. And I start with the tips and I work from the middle and to the bottom. As you can see, I make suring, is that even a word? I am making sure that you guys can see what I am doing. And yeah, that's what you want to do with the roller lash, is just add the bones, and this time you want to use your Ilia, and I prefer using black mascara. and I just top it off, going over my lashes, using both sides just to shape and lengthen and volumize my lashes. And I use the Ilia for my lower lashes too. But again, it's all personal preference. Everybody has their own personal preferences, but this is how it should look. And if you make an error, that's okay. I have already taught you guys how to fix up errors with mascara, and it's just with a simple Q-tip. I will do the other eye. Okay, now both your eyelashes should look like this, and to make it like true bridal makeup, you want to put a little bit of red lipstick on, not too much, because if you put too much on, that's gonna get on your dress and it's gonna get on everything else, and it's gonna be a little too like, ew, look at me. So tap it on, and that's how much you put on, and you blend it into the rest of your makeup so that it kind of brings out a little pink hue, and you even use your finger to blend it out. And if you want to, you can add an extra gloss on top of it, like a lip gloss on top of it, if you want that glossy look. But this is what your bridal makeup on a budget makeup should look like. I hope you enjoyed this makeup look, and I hope it was helpful in every way a makeup tutorial could be helpful. And I hope you consider subscribing. Please comment. I want there to be community in the comment section. And let me know, comment down below if this was helpful to you in any way. If you're getting married in the future, let me know. I want to know. And yeah, subscribe, like, comment, share, and remember, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you do not need to change or make your facial what is that called? Facial aspects. The aspects of your face look different than they already do, because you are beautiful. You are fearfully and wonderfully made in God's image, and He made you, and He did not make any mistake in making you. Without further ado, I hope you enjoyed. Bye.